Welcome to Country Roundup. This week is the week of Luke Combs, his album, Growing Up. Or Getting Old.
Yeah, getting old.
Yeah, Growing Up was the first half of,
yeah,
uh,
yeah,
of
yeah,
for
yeah,
the sister album.
yeah. Growing Up came out last year.
Yeah, though our top 10 begins with, of course, Wallen and his album, which is dominating the
Uh,
Hot Country Songs chart.
it's it is a monster.
Last night, stays number one for its eighth week. It has 9 weeks on chart, and every week except its first was at number one. It is also the airplay gainer, thanks to strong gains on pop radio in addition to country.
I actually have heard it on pop radio a couple times going to work and back home.
Yeah. And back up to number two is U Proof, thanks to the next couple songs sliding down. Uh, Rockin' a Hard Place, which is still the Billboard airplay number one, slides to number three. And then Thought You Should Know, uh, Wallen's previous single on radio before Last Night and One Thing at a Time, slides back to number four. And then number five, again Wallen, Thinking About Me, holding, thanks to strong streaming.
Yeah,
Our
I'm not
first
surprised about that one.
our first Luke Combs song in the top 10 is, well, actually the first and only, is Love You Anyway, up to number six. It is also
Yeah,
a streaming and sales gainer.
yeah. This is back in the top 10 because of the album dropping.
Looking like it could be the next single, though Five Leaf Clover is also competing for that.
Yeah,
One Thing at a Time, the main country radio single from Wallen's album, right now, down to seven. Something in the Orange by Zach Bryan rebounds a spot to number eight, as its slow radio run continues.
yeah. It's been a crawl.
Thank God by Kane Brown featuring Caitlin Brown, which is another pop crossover, down to number nine.
This one I have not heard on pop radio. I don't think. But
It's above Last Night there. So
is it? Interesting.
yeah, and then Heart Like a Truck by Lainey Wilson holds at number 10 as it takes number one on media base country radio. We had six dropouts this week, thanks to Combs, mainly. What He Didn't Do by Carly Pierce, which had been the media base number one the previous week, drops out at number 11 on after 43 weeks on chart. We also had You Didn't by Brett Young fall out from 31. That one
I'm sad
perplexed me a
about
bit
this
because
one.
its radio
Yeah,
run is still going,
yeah, I'm sad about that one dropping out. It's pretty good.
and it was on the Hot 100 the previous week.
Yeah,
Then the rest of our dropouts from the bottom 10. We had If This Was a Movie, Taylor's version, at 42. In the Bible by Wallen featuring Hardy at 44. Eyes Open, Taylor's version by Taylor Swift at 48. And F-150-50 by Wallen at 49.
yeah,
Those all were pretty expected.
yeah, he did have a couple dropouts, but he's still taking up half the chart here. People,
Yeah,
literally 25 out of 50 spots for Morgan Wallen this week.
there are still several songs that are country songs in Bubbling Under that are not on the chart, thanks to Wallen's
Yeah,
album bomb. We also had
sadly.
four notable drops. Uh, Going Gone by Luke Combs left the top 10 down to 13,
Hmm.
as it's getting rotated out on radio.
Yeah, for the new album
And
singles.
the remaining three drops are all from Wallen.
Good.
Devil Don't Know down to 35, Hope That's True down to 45, and Keith Whitley down to 46.
And now we're gonna move on to our gains and reentries, which we only have three reentries. Two of them are from Luke, uh, due to the album dropping. Growing Up and Getting Old is back at let's see, it is Number 18, right, this week, and Joe is back at 43. The only other reentry we have is You, Me, and Whiskey by Justin Moore and Priscilla Block at 48. Do you know why this is back?
It's radio runs continuing. It was charting decently high before Wallen's album bomb.
Got it, got it. And now for our gains. As we said, Luke Combs with "Love You Anyways" back in the top 10 at number 6. Uh, but we also have 4 other gains this week. "Handle on You" by Parker McCollum is up to number 17. Uh, our big gainer this week is "Memory Lane" by Old Dominion up to 33,
Also
14
debuted
spots.
on the Hot 100 at number 100.
Yeah, it did debut on the Hot 100 this week. Uh, "It Mattered to Her" by Scotty Mercury is up to number 37, and "Jelly Roll" is up to number 38 with "Need a Favor."
That one is challenging for a debut next week as well, thanks to its sales boost.
Yeah. Uh, this is also turning on the rock charts, I've seen. So
Yeah, it's getting a
it's
simultaneous
got
push to country and rock radio.
and and we only have 3 debuts this week, which are all from Luke Combs, thanks to the album dropping. First off, we have "Hannah Ford Road" at number 50,
Yeah,
very bottom.
the second track from Getting Old.
What do you think about this one?
It's a pretty solid one. I like the title like alludes like to I think in the song it's both the name of the street and also referring to
Uh,
what Luke Combs
yeah,
and Hannah Ford, like the girl, got to.
yeah, yeah,
Um, it has like the typical country song structure you see these days, with 2 short verses in a short bridge, surrounded by
yeah,
3 like decent sized choruses, where the chorus is like most of the song.
yeah,
Which isn't really a trend I'm a huge fan of, but it works fine here.
yeah.
Especially with that like really nice guitar solo towards the end.
It's definitely got that formulaic feel to it. It's definitely got that that as you said, that trend is going on right now. But it even though, yeah, it is a little bit formulaic, it's still pretty good when it's sticking to that formula. And Luke Combs is good with that formula.
I mean, it's one of my less favorite songs from Getting Old, but Getting Old is also my favorite Luke Combs album. So
Yeah,
yeah,
that's fair.
Stones of
uh,
being
uh,
pretty good.
yeah, all right. Next up, we have at number 40, "You Found Yours," also by Luke Combs.
Yeah, another album got track 4.
Hmm.
Uh, it's is I like this more than Hannaford Road. Um,
I'd say I do too.
it has a different structure where it has 4 verses instead of 2.
Yeah,
Though it is actually shorter in length. Um,
yeah,
uh, it is like I guess you consider maybe repetitive how he like ends each verse, but I like how he like suddenly changes the ending of each verse to connect, and then how it connects to the
yeah,
chorus. It almost reminds me of like Josh Left in a way with the songwriting work.
yeah,
Uh,
yeah. I can see that.
you know, like I also like how like the verses go from like them rescuing a stray dog and getting a car. It's like
Yeah,
first time like kissing a girl out of his league. So.
yeah. Uh,
Yeah, it's
yeah.
good.
It's definitely one of the better tracks here. I'd say on the album. Right.
And then
And our the big one, the big debut this week. This has been known for years. Uh, his cover of "Fast Car," originally
yeah,
by Tracy Chapman,
this
debuted at number
first
14 this week.
and I'll stop 50 on Hot 100. This first showed up I think
Yeah,
on his Vine back in 2015 before he became a big country artist.
really, it's
Uh,
been that long.
yeah, there was a full acoustic cover released during lockdown as well.
Yeah. That's what I was thinking of.
And then he
And
finally
then
put it on his album Getting Old, and it's smashing like off the bat.
yeah,
And it
it's big people like this could legitimately be a big hit this year if its streaming keeps up, if sales keep up. And do you see it getting a radio push possibly?
it's not currently slated to be his next radio single. Combs recently on Twitter put up a poll whether or not to push Five Leaf Clover or Love You Anyway. So
Oh,
Fast Car probably isn't the next single, but I think I think it's the
it
first Combs song to have potential to be a pop crossover.
I can see that, yeah. That and that would be huge for him.
Yeah, it is a very faithful cover that changes very little from the original,
Yeah.
and I think
Yeah, yeah,
that's a very good decision here.
yeah.
When the
And
original is one of the best songs of the 1980s.
uh, I'll be honest, I've never been a huge fan of Fast Car. Something about Tracy's voice just doesn't do anything for me. So, so I definitely prefer his version to it. I'm not saying the original is bad or anything. It's just I think in my personal taste, he does a better job with it.
I can see that. I do prefer the original, but this is still a great cover.
Yeah, definitely better than what Kyushu did. I'll say that.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah, so I'd
well,
say I think we can both agree that Fast Car is the best of these three debuts.
I say so. Yeah, yeah.
And I don't know if you consider anything a worst of the week. There's just only three entries, and
With
they all were good.
uh, if if you have to give it to something, Hannah Ford Road, I guess.
Yeah, I guess by default.
Yeah.
Uh, Anything on the horizon next week?
Not that I am aware of. Do we have any big releases this upcoming week or tomorrow as of recording?
I
I don't think so.
don't know if like we're just gonna see like Wallen continuing to lose some songs at the bottom.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah, definitely. He's definitely going to keep losing.
there was a huge boost across the board for country songs on the sales charts this week. So we'll
Okay.
see the fallout of that.
Yeah. Well, anyway, thanks for tuning in. I've been Maddie. We already didn't do introductions or at the beginning, so I am Maddie. Hello,
And Fanstar,
and thanks
and
for joining us. We will
we'll
be
see you
back
next.
next week.
I'll see you next time.